Here we go then, people. The year may be 2022, but it's the same old Reidy, it's the same old me, it's the same old Beat the First Man. What we got coming up on today's show? Well, we got a great How Old to kick the year off. Nice, easy one for you. Another Tales of the Unexpected, more five-a-side team names, and Two Old Duffers join us on the road to Wembley. Intrigued? You should be. Roll the titles. So here we go then, episode 69 of our silly little football stroke music sometimes show, the same old madness that we bring you every week. Bit of fun as we head on into another year. If this is your first time on board the BTFM bus, welcome on board. Don't forget to click subscribe down below. It'll be down there somewhere. I don't know where it is, just below. Click on that because that will mean you never miss another show, because we don't want that to happen, do we? No. And don't forget, get involved. We want to make this show bigger and better than ever. We had a great year last year in terms of growth of subscribers and viewings. What we want to do now is kick on this year, so you can help be part of it. Get involved on social media, get involved in the comments below, drop the likes, share it with your friends, blah, 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 make it bigger. Okay, catchy phrase. So let's start with How Old. The same might be a new year, but it's the same old ridiculous quiz where I will put up the picture of an old footballer, and quite simply all you got to do is guess how old he was when that photo was taken. So this week is a goalkeeper, and a man who actually started his career with Manchester United, playing 34 times before he made the switch to Arsenal, where he played 124 times for the Gunners, and also where this rather beautiful photo was taken. From there, he made the switch to the Midlands, where he signed for Aston Villa, and it was here where he won the top flight with the Villains as part of his 229 appearances that he made. Famously as well, he played in the European Cup final against Bayern Munich, but had to come off injured after just 9 minutes. Little note, for those who don't know what the European Cup final is, it's now called the Champions League. Moving back. So, I mean, I'm sure you'll all agree it's a pretty good career, to be honest, but how better than to add to it than to appear on this show? So quite simply, when this photo of Jimmy Rimmer was taken, how old was he? Answer to be revealed later on in the show. Put my COVID infected teeth back in. Yes, for those of you who saw on social media and pass your good wishes on, I did have COVID over Christmas. I am fine, no health issues, back out of isolation, back to normal. So it's all done and dusted. So time for a bit of this then. Yes, Tales of the Unexpected. And I won't lie to you, last week's was always going to take some beating, and I don't think I managed it. But I have got a good one. So remember last week's shithousing of Sydenham last week, top draw stuff. This week, every now and then, social media accounts of football clubs give us an absolute gem. And over the Christmas period, step forward Charlton Athletic Football Club. So it was the game against Wycombe Wanderers, and on 49 minutes, there was a rather interesting tweet. Yes, so apparently McCleary sort of shit deflected wide from the edge of the box. Now, this raises so many questions. Why was he taking a shit on the edge of the box? Who deflected it? Where was it going? Was the shit going in? Was it a good shit? I don't know. Was it a powerful shit? Weak shit? I don't know. Just a deflected shit, apparently. Bizarre thing to tweet, I'm sure you'll agree. But there we go. So well done, Mr. McCleary, on your deflected shit in the 49th minute of that match. So the road to Wembley returns, and it's the FA Cup third round swings into play this weekend. You may remember we started way back in the extra preliminary round. In the last round, we lost Walsall, who we were following. They lost to Swindon Town, so we now following Swindon Town. They got a dead easy draw, which we'll discuss in a minute. But I was joined by Two Old Duffers. Well, it'll all become pretty clear, honestly. Here's Road to Wembley on Zooming In. Great. So, welcome to the Road to Wembley Zooming In. Now, you may recall in the last round, we were joined by a gent from Walsall FC. Well, in true keeping with the show, Walsall were knocked out by the gents from Swindon. And we now have Two Old Duffers on our screen. Now, I'm not being rude, gents, am I? There is a reason why I've called you Two Old Duffers. Would you like to fill the audience in on why I've called you Two Old Duffers?
Right, I'll talk, shall I? We've got a vlog. we got a vlog going on YouTube called Two Old Duffers Following Swindon Town.
There we go. So
we go to most games.
Yeah, I wasn't being rude then by calling you Two Old Duffers.
No, so we are Old Duffers, mate. Trust me.
So, gents, Swindon Town. There will be a lot of people out there who don't know the story of Swindon the last few years. I actually lived in Oxford for about 25 years, so I've got a good idea of what's been going on there over the last few years. You're under new ownership now. How much of a fresh air is new ownership compared to what you've had in the last couple of seasons?
I'll put it down to getting off a tube train with a stuffy old tube train where you're stifling, you're hot, you're suffocated, and you get off into the fresh air and you can breathe again. That's just what it's like. It's just the feeling around the town is unbelievable, and long may it continue. And that's that feel-good factor, which has put us where we are now, to be fair. We've got a team we've scratched up from we had 7 signed on senior players with 2 weeks of the season to go. Before the start of the season, we had only 7 players signed on.
Yeah.
So in 2 weeks, we've got a squad together, a playing team, and we're now 5th in the league with the game in hand. So
the new owners. So for those that don't know, that the previous owners pretty much ran the club into the ground. I think that's fair to say. I think I'm probably being kind. The new owners have come in. Are they from within the town? Have they come from out of the town? How has it come about? Or did they just see an opportunity and thought we'll have a bit of that?
I think they've been involved with other clubs. I think, and it's just through friends. I think Clem actually came in under Lee Power, who was the old owner, and certain friends. But he's a businessman in Australia,
right? And
got businesses all over the world now, in the plumbing business. And I think he put a little bit of money into Alp Swindon, under Lee Power, and then once it become for sale or available, Clem's moved in and picked the club up, taken over everything, and settling the debts as well. So he's not brand new. He's newish to Swindon, but there was a slight involvement in the club in last season. But it's great to have him.
And I think, as you said, there does seem to be a bit of a feel-good element to Swindon at the moment. You've had a cracking start to the season. You're probably defying expectations, I would guess.
Yeah, absolutely. A few fans get a bit, when there's a few moans going on, because we did before yesterday. We hadn't won for 4 games, and there was a few rumblings going on, and people tend to forget that so many months ago we didn't even have a team. But then, as I say, is that those players have set the standards. They've come in, they've been playing well. They set the standards. So when they don't play as well, we tend to have a little bit of a moan. But it's brilliant.
As football fans, that's what we do.
As football fans.
I'm a Leeds fan. We spent 16 years trying to get back to the top flight. We've had half a bad season, and suddenly everyone's caning them on social media. And it's just mad.
Yeah,
we all want to be managers, aren't we?
Yeah, and want to be is about as far as it goes.
We all know a better tactic.
The thought of doing it, the thought of it's nice, but the actual, I couldn't be done with that.
No,
the hassle and the stress that goes with that. No, thanks.
I think these days is unbelievable, isn't it? The pressure from everything, from from all the Facebook and all that sort of stuff, and modern technology.
Yeah.
Years ago, you wouldn't hear of a manager from week to week, would you? From Saturday to Saturday, he'd do his little press release, and that would be it. But now they're followed virtually everywhere. They know everything. They do Zoom meetings on live for the fans. It's a total different world, but it's too close for my comfort anyway.
Yeah, it's so true, because if you think back to, even if we go back to the 90s, and if a team lost on the Saturday, by the Monday, in reality, most fans had probably forgotten about it, and you'd already gone on to thinking about next week's game. But now it just continues on Twitter. It's bang, 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 and they just keep going at players. And you're like, man, give them a break.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like with the Leeds fan sites, but we get fans the day after a game getting predictions on the following Saturday. They're that sort of, what's it going to be next Saturday? What are we going to do next Saturday? It's like, well, let's get over this one first, and then we'll go into next.
it's relentless, isn't it? It's just mad. But so in reality, so you're sitting. I looked just before we came on. So you're sitting fifth in the table. I think you're 2 points off automatic promotion. But in reality, it's your home form that's probably holding you back, isn't it? Because you're actually different at home.
Until yesterday.
Yeah, until yesterday. I was going to come on to that. What happened?
Don't know. I've got no idea. They played Wednesday and they were lethargic, off the pace. And it was, as the manager said, they've all just come back from COVID. Some had only trained for 2 days. You know, when us as laymen think, well, he's had a rest. He should be fit as a butcher's dog, you know. But in reality, they need, as they say, they need minutes on the legs to get them back to sharpness. And it showed. Wednesday, we just weren't in it. It was 0-0, and it wasn't the best game in the whole wide world, to be fair. And then we come into Saturday expecting maybe a little bit better, but there was just a totally different team. They were sharp, they were fast, it was inventive. You know, we hit the post twice. You know, you better remember we had 5. We hit the post twice. Couple more could have gone in. You know, it was just brilliant. And the crowd, we had just over 9,000, and it was electric. The whole buzz around the place was brilliant, leading into next week.
Yeah, and you weren't playing a team down at the bottom either, were you? You're playing Northampton, who were sitting second in the table. So it was quite a big statement win, wasn't it?
Northampton are calling the same shot as our manager did after the Stevenage game. You know, he came out. I've read it this morning. That he's saying that he only had half the team together until yesterday, or the day before yesterday. Sorry. And COVID has been rife in their team as well. And he's saying the same as we were saying. You know, he said probably we had an advantage because we played Wednesday and they haven't played for 3 weeks. So I can understand, you know, but if they'd have won 5-3 or something, then he probably wouldn't have mentioned COVID. You know, that's what I say about Swindon.
Well, we call it the Jurgen Klopp factor now.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, on to Friday, gents. Now, obviously, you've got a nice easy bye in the 3rd round. So for those who don't know, you've only gone and drawn Man City at home. I mean, it don't get any easier than that, does it? Let's be honest.
Easy draw. Who? Who? Was it Manchester? What? City? Okay.
Having watched us get dismantled 7-0 up there the other week, I must admit I watched it and thought, oh no. Head in hand. But then what? I mean, at the end of the day, it's for a club like yourselves in League 2, pushing for promotion, it's almost the ideal draw, isn't it?
Yeah, money, mate. That's all it is. Money. Everything is revolving around. I see that Man City fans are selling tickets for £200 online at the moment. So, you know, someone's making some money. But it's all about. It is great. It is a great draw. You know, if anybody had asked us before the Warsaw game what we'd have wanted, that was probably one of the prize draws. Yeah, it's great. It's great. But I'm a bit of a realist. Russell's an optimist.
Yeah.
Russell thinks we're definitely going to be the cup upset. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. But I'm preparing myself. You know, just single figures would be nice.
Well, I'm of the belief that there's always cup upsets. Every year there's an upset, and who says it ain't going to be Swindon? You know.
Well, so if I gave you the choice, then, so if they were to turn up with their full first team or rest a load of players, what would you rather have?
I'd rather the first team, to be honest, because when we beat them, we can say, you know, they can't turn around and say, "No, we only played our youth." Do you know what I mean?
You'll never knock him down, mate. He thought we had a chance of promotion last season. When we were in the bottom 4.
I kept saying, I said, "Oh, when will be up there?"
No, exactly. I would rather have the first team because it's a spectacle. It's great. It'll give us a chance to see them great players. You know, European champions, aren't they? You know, or near European. No, I suppose Chelsea are now, aren't they?
Yeah, runners up, aren't they?
Yeah, runners up. But, you know, just to see a great Premier team at the county ground, it'd be absolutely rammed. I know that the crowd would be electric. You know, let's see a great game. We're playing good. We play a brand of really good football, and it's, you know, although it's a lower level, we sort of it's very similar to Man City. But it'd be just nice to pit our wits against them playing football. You know, if a team come and the only teams we have trouble with at home, or we've been having trouble with, are the teams that oof it and have got 7-foot strikers and centre halves that keep causing us problems. But I think we beat anybody playing football. Well, maybe not Man City, but
you took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
So, looking ahead then, so it's on Friday night, it's on the box as well, which is even more money, so it's a right result. And for you two gents, fingers crossed you don't have to isolate, because I do know, as we had a quick conversation off air, that you might miss the game on Friday. But like you said, for the town itself, to have a full house at the county ground, everyone pulling in the same direction, it's a massive night, isn't it, really? Yeah.
At the moment, there's a bubble around the town, the football club. And usually, I know the years of Glenn Hoddle, you had the Aussie Ardealers, we had the same feeling. There was a bubble. You know, we go away to games now expecting to win almost. That bubble is there. You know, the Walsall game, you know, we just expected to win it. You know what I mean? I think that was our 10th away win on the trot or something stupid, you know. So the confidence is there. This bubble is there. And I don't think even if we lost to Man City, I don't think that will burst the bubble. No. But it's all just part of a great season that hopefully we can push on. We don't want the playoffs. We want to go up automatically. I hate the playoffs, but you know, hopefully it'll be a successful season. But it might go all wrong.
Wow, I'm gonna give you an either or. You can both have it. So win Friday, but you don't go up, or go up and lose Friday.
Go up.
Go up and lose Friday. Yeah.
Every time.
Although
there's a little part of you wants to have it the other way around, isn't there?
Oh
no, Russell will. I don't.
Yeah. The FA Cup's all about dreams, isn't it? And that's what you've got to have. Otherwise, you're devaluing the cup. And you know, you look at back in the history of the cup, the competition, and it's been brilliant. There's been some good upsets, and let's just hope we can. If we don't upset them, at least we can come away from it with people saying, well, "What a bloody good team Swindon Town were," you know. And that's all we can ask, isn't it? Really.
You've got, I think, for me, I mean, we went there and had a go at them and we got pulled apart and we got absolutely torn to pieces. But I'm so glad we went. I'd rather lose 7-0 having a go than sitting back and trying to hang on and losing 1-0. It's just have a go, because you only get one shot at them, don't you? You've got to just have a go at them. And I think it's, you know, it might end badly and, you know, it might end 6-7. You don't know, but you might just catch them on one of them days.
If they play a few reserves and maybe one of them gets sent off after 10 minutes for a sloppy lunge, you know, strange things happen, don't they? But
they could play one of their £60 million reserves rather than one of their £70 million first teamers.
Well, that's what puts it all into perspective, really, because there's Swindon struggling where probably £1 million would make all the difference to our club and our season.
Yeah.
Where some of them players probably earn more than that a week. You know what I mean? So it just.
Crackers,
shocking, really.
Crackers world. So a couple of final questions, gents, before we call it up. So there is one thing I do need to break the news to you. So I've been doing this since the extra preliminary round. No team has ever got through. Beat the first man, FA Cup road to Wembley is a curse. It's went with Walsall, it went with Kings Lynn the round before. Are you going to be the ones to break the curse? Now I appreciate. I've given you a little bit of a difficult one to do.
It's all about dreams. And it's 90 minutes of football, isn't it? It just depends. You know, we watched them yesterday against Arsenal yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was that impressive. I didn't think Man City was that impressive yesterday. So you don't know. You don't know their mindset when they turn up at the ground. Yeah. They might come in thinking it's going to be an easy game. We'll stroll this. You know, we get 2 quick goals, easy goals, you know. Next thing, we're on the back foot. Who knows?
You never know.
The ultimate optimist.
Yeah.
And the realist. No chance.
Well, I mean, you have got the magic roundabout. You could confuse the hell out of them just trying to get around that roundabout to get to the car. But if nothing else, you can blow their mind with that.
concede the game because they didn't turn up on time.
Let's see Guardiola come up with some magic to get around that. No problem.
I suppose the only thing that we haven't thought about in this thing is maybe tomorrow or the next day, Boris could actually, stop the crowd from being in there, couldn't he? So it could be played behind closed doors.
There is that potential. Let's not talk about that though. That'd be horrid.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
So many reasons for so many.
But do you think would we stand a better chance with no crowd in there against Man City reserves than a full crowd in there with a massive atmosphere?
I think you stand a better chance with a full crowd.
Yeah. So
I think so. You've just got that little. That does give you an extra 1 or 2% that you might not have had without it. I think it will lift your players. So one final question, gents, before we call it a day. When you beat Man City on Friday, will you come back on before the 4th round and talk again?
Of course we will, mate.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. That's
You're a lucky omen. You're a lucky omen.
I want to come back on and say, I told you, I called it.
I tell you, I'll remember that as well. So, gents, as we briefly discussed at the start, where can people see your stuff if they want to go and see what you do?
So on YouTube, our own channel is Two Old Duffers Following Swindon Town. There's about 21 episodes on there now, from 5-minute episodes to 20-minute episodes. Seem to be growing now as they get more popular.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can go and see us on them.
I will
give us a like. Give us a like.
For anyone watching, I shall stick a link to your channel on my Twitter page once we finish this chat. You've been an awful lot of fun. Best of luck with the PCR results more than anything else. Genuinely, hope for your sake that all comes back negative. Enjoy Friday night, whether it be in the ground or whether it be in front of your TV. I hope you're in the ground.
Yeah.
And
we'll speak to you very soon.
And we'll see you before the 4th round.
We will do, buddy. Take it easy. Thank you very much.
Take care. See you soon. Yeah. There we go then. Two Old Duffers. Great chaps they were as well. Big Swindon fans. Pray to God they can get out of isolation. They did test positive on their COVID tests, but the days that it falls, if they get the 2 negatives, they might be out for the game. I'll try and put it on social media if I find out for definite. A little bit of confidence in one half of the camp. No confidence at all in the other half of the camp. I think it's fair to say I think they're banking on Man City winning. So will the curse be lit? Will Swindon Town lift the beat the first man at Road to Wembley FA Cup curse? They might do. You never know. Yeah, they might do. You just never know. It's the FA Cup after all. One thing does remain a constant though. It is Wembley, Wembley. We'll beat the first man. We're on the road to Wembley, Wembley. After all that excitement, it's time for a little bit of this. The name game. Yes, the name game, which of course we twisted a little bit and we've turned it into 5-a-side team names that we found for you. We've brought you some belters over the last few weeks, but let's cut to the chase with another 5 for you. LSD Eindhoven. Bang, straight in. There's a good one. Beauty. Little bit of recreational drugs thrown in with the Dutch football team. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Stroke Titty. Now, it may not be appropriate these days, but I think it's quite funny. Stroke Titty. Little play on Stoke City and something that you would do with your good lady. Allegedly. Atletico Madrid. I'm a big fan of that one as well. That one made me titter. Fiorentina Turner. Now, hats off to that one. That's a belter. Fiorentina Turner. And last but not least, one for all us middle-aged men out there, Fazio. Beautiful play on the Italian team name, Lazio, Fazio. We're liking that one a lot. So, it's been a while with all the COVID postponements, midweek games, Christmas has just caused complete and utter havoc. But to brighten your new year, for the first time in about 3 or 4 weeks, here's Dad V Lad, fantasy football. Great. So here we are, Dad V Lad fantasy football. It's been a few weeks, what with COVID, postponements, Christmas. I don't know, come up with some other reason, Kian. Give me another reason.
Just everything. Really, just no time.
No, it's just been rubbish. Yeah, so Kian is back. Dad V Lad, how are we, Kian?
I'm all right. I even had a Santa hat, dug out ready for a Christmas episode, and it never happened.
It never happened. So yeah, so
No.
the reason we've not done Dad v Lad for the last few weeks, obviously games were getting called off left, right, and centre due to COVID. There was midweek games, so it was just becoming an absolute nightmare to try and make it work. So
Yeah.
what we'd do is we'd just come on tonight, because obviously it's the FA Cup this weekend, so there's no games again, essentially.
Yeah.
So come on tonight, we'll review where we are, what we did last week, review what the overall score is, and then we can look forward to doing it properly again as of next week, when hopefully
Yeah.
calm down a bit.
Yeah, hopefully.
Let's go back to last week. So we'll start with our teams from last week, which ain't going to be pretty reading.
Yeah, it's not.
When I get to one of my players. So I had Edison in goal.
Yeah.
Who got me 2 points, because I think he got booked.
I don't even know what my host of my team was, but he was in mine. I know he was in goal.
So I had Ruben Diaz.
Yeah, I had him as well.
I had Dina, who didn't play.
I had Trent. I don't know how they did.
So got nothing for him. I don't know where did Liverpool get on?
I'm not
They
too
drew
sure.
2.
Yeah, so he wouldn't have got any points.
Yeah. I had Connor Cody.
I had Reece James.
So Connor Cody got me 6 points.
I'm not sure what James.
Fans are watching. You did lose 1-0 to Wolves last night at home. Just didn't catch that scoreline.
It was very fun to watch.
But I also picked a rather brilliant transfer move, which I did on the sly. I thought, oh, he's a good transfer. Bring this player in. He'll help me get some points. I brought in Gabriel of Arsenal.
I didn't end well, did it?
Who got sent off.
To be fair,
conceded 2 goals.
I had Arsenal centre back in as well. I still had Ben White.
Yeah.
So
in midfield, I had Salah, who was also my captain. So he got me 14 points.
Yeah, he was mine.
So which saved me, really. I had Jota, who got me 5 points.
I had Foden. Yeah, I would have Foden still, yeah.
I had Mason Mount, who got me 2 points.
I had Smith Rowe.
And I did a transfer the week before. I got rid of Rafinha because all the Leeds games were getting called off. And I brought in Bernardo Silva. So he got me 5 points.
I still had Rafinha in.
Huh?
Because I'd not actually checked it. It was all the COVID stuff, and I was that invested in the darts. I wasn't really watching much of the football.
Big mistake. And up front, I got Dennis of Watford. He got me 1 point.
Yeah.
And Neil Mopay, who got me 5 points.
I know that I had Lacazette and Saint-Maximin up top.
Although Sam Maximan's injured, and so I don't think he even played.
Yeah, he's gone now. He's out.
So I'm looking at my team now, and I've got one who's going to be suspended in Gabriel. I've got Salah, who's going to the African Cup of Nations, and I've got Livramento, who's injured.
See, I've sorted that all out already.
So I need to do 3 transfers ahead of the games a week on Saturday. So I could do one this week, and I could do one next week, because that will get me one a week. So, but I'm going to have to take Salah out, which is painful.
I know, yeah. I've had to wild card it because there was 5 of mine that had to go.
I'm tempted just to put Salah on the bench.
Yeah.
Because I've got Bukayo Saka on the bench.
I can't put him in my team.
Well, as long as he's not taking penalties, it'll be all right.
Nah, it's true.
So I've got him on the bench. So I'm tempted to not do a transfer as Salah and just put him on the bench.
I just think I've taken him out because of obviously he's gone to it. So I've gone for someone with worth similar in the middle, so I can just take him out when Salah's back.
Yeah. Who have you gone for?
So I've done 2.
All right.
So I've got rid of Foden, who it would have been.
Yeah.
For Jota.
Yeah.
And then I got rid of Salah for Smith Rowe.
All right, okay. So I'll have to have a look at my transfers then, because I've just got to decide whether to drop Salah or not, or whether to just put him on the bench.
I've had to make quite a few, but
yeah, I will let you into secret. I have played my triple captain.
Have you? Did it work?
No, well, it did, because he scored 1, but it was a week when I got hardly any points at all anyway, so it didn't really help.
No, I've still not done one. I'm waiting for a double game week.
Yeah, I had a mare because I've used it.
I'll wait till Liverpool play us and put it on Salah because he can't score a hat trick.
I've still got the wild card, And I've still got what's the other one?
Well, they're giving everyone an extra free hit, haven't they?
Have they? I've still got that as well then.
Yeah, I saw that. And then there's bench boost as well, but I've not used that yet.
I've still got that as well.
I've not got any wild card left. I used that this week to make all my transfers.
All right. So let's have a look at the league table then. So Cian, you are in 12th place at the moment with 1,090 points.
I don't know how I've moved up.
And you're actually only 2 places off being in the top 10.
I'm not sure how, but
I am on 1,007. So you're 83 points in front of me now. But we are only in game week 20. It's a long way to go.
There's not many game weeks left.
Long way to go. Bottom of the table is 750. Top of the table is 1,274.
Oh, I'm not sure I'm catching either of them.
Now, what we do like to do is look at the overall. So the overall is on 1,478 points. So let's have a look at his team. Like? It's still Gangsters Allardyce, which is still a great team name.
Is it?
Well. So he has got Sanchez in goal.
Yeah.
He's got Reguilon, right back.
Mm. Yeah.
Kufal of West Ham.
Yeah.
Cancelo, Man City. Alexander Arnold.
Yeah.
Jared Bowen.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Phil Foden.
I'll take him out.
And Jota.
Yeah.
And he's got Harry Kane and Antonio up front.
His team's not actually that good.
On the bench, he's got Aaron Ramsdale, Josh King, Livramento, and Bukayo Saka.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. So we've got you've got about 460 points to pull back on him. I've got about 560 points to pull back on him.
It's not right.
It's going to take some turnaround from here. So there we go. So it's FA Cup week here. So how excited are you for the FA Cup?
Not really, to be honest.
Do you fancy Leeds' chances?
No.
Where's the cup upset going to be?
I don't know what the upset games are. Who have Everton got?
I'm going to pick who have Everton? Oh, that's brave. Everton have got. They're away at Hull.
There you go.
That's a dodgy one. I am going to go for as my cup shock.
What are like the shock games that it could be?
Well, you've got Port Vale at home to Brentford.
Yeah,
that's the sort of game I could see Port Vale winning that. Millwall at home to Palace.
Yeah, maybe. Millwall are quite good in the FA Cup at home.
Yeah, and then on Sunday, let's have a look on Sunday. Yeah, there's none really there, to be fair.
Is there no non-league teams playing at home?
Nah, I can't. I can't see many of them causing an upset. Hartlepool at home to Blackpool.
There you go. There's your upset.
There you go. Boreham Wood at home to Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Kidderminster at home to Reading.
Could be one.
If Reading defend like they did yesterday. But this is the one that we all want. Newcastle United at home to Cambridge.
Yeah.
There's the cup shot we'd all love to see.
Because we just don't want them to win anything or even get close to winning anything.
There we go. So, Cian, that's been Dad V Lad Fantasy Football. You're back in a little while with Listen Up. What have you got for us this week?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't know yet.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You see,
I'm going to come up here and do it. So
you see the quality preparation that goes into this show, people. So this was Dad V Lad Fantasy Football. That's Lad Cian. I'm Dad. And for now, it's back to the show. There we go then. So it's back in motion. All over the place we are with games. Lord knows what's going on now because there's so many games to catch up on. But the crunch of it is, Cian is leading the way by 83 points. It's 1,090 against 1,007, but long way to go. We're only at the halfway stage, so I'm going to reel him back in. At the top, Gary Hamilton and his Carja Warriors, they still lead. They're in front by just 29 points now. And at the bottom, moving on, no change. There's no musical zooming in this week. However, I'm delighted to say, next week we will be joined by a musician. We're going to be joined by Dale. Now, you may remember Dale. He was part of the Mind Aid 2021 project that we had on here. He was the Mexican wrestler. Now, he was very, very funny on the Mind Aid show. I think he may well be very, very funny as part of his solo act next week. So Dale will be with us next week. So be sure to tune in for next week's show and see what he's got to say. Big Kilmarnock fan as well. Our first Kilmarnock fan. There you go. So it's time to bring along, yes, everybody's favourite little bear. So Ted, how are we? My Corona. What, Ted? What? You, Reidy, the Corona kid, the COVID super spreader, the isolation boy. Ted, was any of that really necessary? Really? You know? Well, I didn't get it. What? No, that's because you had no show last week. Otherwise, I'd have had to put you down as a close contact and you'd have been isolating yourself. No, Reidy, I'm exempt. 2 reasons, and here they are. 1, I am a bear. 2, I am playing by the MP rules. No lockdown, let's party rule. I see what you did there, Ted. So did you enjoy your Christmas? Brilliant, Reidy. Catching up with everybody out partying. How about you? Ted, I think you know the answer to that one, don't you? Let's be honest, I wasn't exactly out partying. True, but it did make me chuckle. Well, I'm glad it made you chuckle anyway. So how about a first little knob of the week then for 2022, Ted? Any nominations? Well, really, a few Man United fans were throwing a few of their players under the bus, but I can tell you they fell short. I did see that, Ted. Yeah, if you wanted Ronaldo, if you wanted Fernandes, being thrown right under the bus after their defeat against Wolves. They didn't take it well. Yeah, so who's won it then, Ted? Who, if they've not won it, who has won it? Step forward, another collective. A collective already? First one in? Yep, it's a good one as well. Step forward, Leicester City. A whole football club. You're giving a whole club the little knob of the week? Yes, Ted. Yes, Reidy, and you will see why. If I mention to you the darts. Yes, Ted. So the darts. Now, we all love the darts. We all sit and watch it. I've been quite a few times myself. I'll be going again. Absolutely no 2 ways about it. But at a time when Premier League games are being postponed due to COVID problems, due to clubs with injuries, etc., professional footballers really have to make that sacrifice and say, I can't do the darts. So you have to question the sanity of these 4 Leicester City players. So up there we've got Maddison, Chowdhury, Barnes and Dewsbury Hall, who all decided a night at the Ali Palais was going to be the way forward. But Ted, surely we should just give it to them 4. I'm not being funny. We can't give it to the whole club. No, Reidy, I half agree with you, but then you find out that the club actually sanctioned their night out. Brilliant, Ted. First class effort, that. First class effort, Leicester City. Well done. And correct me if I'm wrong, Ted. Weren't Maddison and Barnes involved in breaking a COVID protocol at a party earlier on in the year? Damn right, Reidy. Now you see why Leicester City are winning it? In which case you are bang on, Ted. So Leicester City, you are Ted's little knob of the week. Absolutely unbelievable. Do not come crying about games being called off for COVID. Just get on with it. So we'll see you later for How Old the Reveal then, Ted. Yes, Reidy, and I haven't seen the answer this week. Good. Well, that's ever helpful, if nothing else. So time for a bit of a musical interlude. Well, I say musical interlude. It's somebody talking about music because it's YouTube. We can't put music on here. So, But here's Kean Says Listen Up.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Kean Says Listen Up, where I'll give you usually a song, but you know what, because it's the start of the year, I'll give you a band to look out for this year. So I had a couple I could have picked between, and I was going to go for the Lathams, but I'd say they're quite big now. Probably everyone who watches this probably knows who they are. So the one I'm going for is Rats. I mentioned them a couple of weeks ago on a show with their song Patsy Decline. It might have been that. I'm sure it was. But yeah, they've got big things coming. I think they're, the singer is very unique, and they're good live as well. We've seen them supporting DMA. So yeah, that's my band to look out for this year. But the original one was the Lathams, so I'll say something about them as well. They're going to blow up this year. I mean, they're in America at some point over the next year. They're doing festivals all over. They'll be massive. And I've been there from the start, so yeah. Have a good weekend, everyone. Listen to the 2 bands I've said, and yeah, have a good weekend, like I've just said.
There we go then. So rather than a song, he's given you all a band to look out for 2022. He's chosen the boys from Rats. So be sure to look out for them this year. Let's check back in at the start of 2023 and see how Rats did. So, lineal European Cups. So, you may recall there's been no action in the lineal European Cups because of the winter breaks in Germany and Hungary. So, let's start with the lineal European Cup. Well, that is back this weekend. So, Arminia Bielefeld, you may remember they won the trophy just before the shutdown. They're back defending their trophy. It's not going to be an easy one, though, because they are on the road to our old friends Freiburg. And you may remember they defended it 9 times earlier on in the season. Can they win it back from Arminia Bielefeld straight after the winter break? No lineal UEFA Cup because it was Debrecen of Hungary who won it. They are not back in action until later on in January. So they will be just sitting looking at the trophy till the end of January going, it's all ours and you're not having it. So there we go. The boys from Debrecen remain lineal UEFA Cup holders. So Ted is returning, which can only mean one thing. Time for us to reveal the age of how old. So Ted, you feeling confident this week without knowing the answer? Reidy, I will revert to my normal stance on these games. It's a stupid game and no, I have no clue. Come on then, Ted, use your powers of detection to come up with an answer like you did, you know. Well, how old are you when you lose your teeth? As old Gummy appears to have none at all in that picture. He might have lost them making a save. He could have dived at someone's feet and had some teeth taken out. You never know. He may not have brushed them, Reidy. I mean, the man looks like a Bond villain. Okay, well, let's get to the point then, Ted. So how old are you going for? Well, he is not a day under 30, so I'm going for 32. Okay, well, let's find out, shall we? So when this photo of Jimmy Rimmer was taken, I can tell you he was 28 years old. So Ted, I'm afraid you're wrong. He was 28. 28, my arse, Reidy. Look at the man. I was being kind with 32. I thought nearer 42. And you're telling me he's 28? Stupid game. Oh, good to see you getting it wrong well again then, Ted, yeah? So see you here next week. Bye. There we go then, another show draws to a close. The first one of 2022 is done and dusted. Believe it or not, next week we head into the 70s on the episode front. Honestly, I'm staggered we're still going. I'm staggered any of you out there are still watching. But thanks. Love you. As always, thanks for watching. If you are new to the show, as we said, please click subscribe below. If you've been watching all this time, thank you so much. Hit the likes, drop your comments, blah, 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 blah. Make it bigger. That's the catchphrase. Blah, 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 blah. Make it bigger. But as always, for now, everyone on board the BTFM bus because it's ding ding. Next stop, Thursday, the 13th of January for what will be episode 70. And as always, people, stay safe.